New M3 14-inch MacBook Pro. Let's put this aside for a second and talk about AirPods. AirPods make up about $12 billion in sales for Apple every year. Now, if you're invested in Apple, I think you should be very comfortable because it's products like this that make me believe that they have so much potential money left on the table that they can access at any given moment. Why am I saying that? Well, because people go absolutely crazy for colors. I probably saw more comments about the actual color of this than the silicone inside. I think if these things ever stalemated for sales, matte black, there's another 10 to 15 billion dollars. Ridiculous. Now, as far as the laptop goes, pretty typical unboxing. So this is, of course, their space black that's not black. What's in the box? Oh, this is it. This is what you get in the box. USB-C to their mag charging cable and a white power brick. I have to say the quality of this cable has always been excellent. I have basically the same cable on my other laptop here, and they work really well. It's super solid. I like it. I bet that just pissed somebody off because I didn't unfold it without tearing it. Yeah, so that's, you know, that looks nice. Fingerprint this. It's not an actual fingerprint. It's super cold in here. But yeah, honestly, this is like not black at all. This is a definite gray. Super gray. I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks good, just not black. Compared to the 16-inch MacBook Pro, the I/O is exactly the same. Got your charger, 2 Thunderbolts, your headphone output, your high impedance headphone output. And then on the other side, SD card reader, HDMI, and a Thunderbolt again. I'm actually really curious about this screen. It feels a little bit thinner than this one, actually.
Is the main language.
I will use English as the main language, unless they have sarcasm. Now, this is an M1 Pro MacBook Pro from, I think, 2021, something like that. I feel like Apple's unfortunately made such a good computer here that most people have no reason to upgrade who bought these. Now, I did want to run a couple comparisons to the MacBook Pro 16-inch that I have. One of them was a screen test, the other was a keyboard and trackpad test, and I also tested the speakers, and this is kind of what I found for all of those. Now, when it comes to both displays, both are going to be Apple's XDR ProMotion displays. There's the P3 1600 nit displays. Now, if you look at the scopes here, the 14-inch is actually a little bit brighter, and I have no idea why. Both of these were turned up to full brightness. It's just a little bit brighter, but it is brighter. Now, I know a lot of you already know, but I just want to say it just so people don't forget to do it. You need to go and turn off True Tone. True Tone measures your environment and adjust your white balance to match that. You do not want that. You want a standard reference point for white balance no matter where you are. So if you're a professional who works photo or video, turn that off. Now, outside of a slight brightness difference between the two, and one is admittedly an older model, so that may not be an exact fair comparison, I do have to say that visually the color similarities between both monitors is insanely precise. For work, I look at a lot of different displays, and the uniformity here between these two is excellent. And not only are these two displays separated by being actually physically different displays, but also separated by a number of years between each other. The uniformity of these two displays is really impressive from Apple. Now, the keyboard and trackpad. The keyboard is largely the same. I did a sound test. You can hear that it's basically the same. Here's that sound test. Now, when it comes to the trackpad, this is a little bit of a different story. It still feels great. It's still not actually using a click button. It's still using really, really, really good, believable haptic feedback for the click. Excellent there, but the texture is just slightly different. I actually prefer the texture of the newer one, and you can actually hear a little difference between these two, and it kind of translates to the hand a little bit as well. It feels a little bit more textured. And then the last test I wanted to run here was a speaker test.
I know sometimes life can be tough, and you feel like you just had enough. When you're thinking everything is gone wrong, hold on, take a breath. If I could, I'd make me feel less. Something in my brain causes stress. So come on, make me feel different. Don't need someone to save me, no. And don't come running to blame me. From miles away I can tell that something's off. The way you look and how you pause when you talk, I think you said enough. You said you love for me something brand new. You said this.
And to no one's surprise, the 16-inch is a lot better here. They hit a lot lower and sound a lot fuller. And because the device is actually physically bigger, they start to stereo image just a little bit bigger as well. That being said, something that's really impressive is the lack of distortion at full volume for both of these. They really nailed very small speakers. And I still personally think that even though the 14-inch isn't as good as the 16 inches, I still think that the 14-inch is one of the best laptop speakers out there right now. In fact, most of Apple's lineup has some of the best in their category. The AirPod Pros 2 are some of the best wireless in-ear headphones available on the market, even when you're considering audiophile stuff, which is crazy. The HomePod, for being like a voice assistant mono speaker, sounds exceptional. And then the laptop, iPad, and iPhone speakers are some of the best in class as well. It's super impressive what they're doing with sound. So in summary, beautiful display, beautiful new color. I like it a lot. And maintaining the same excellent build. All right, that's it for the first impressions.